In today's video, I am going to teach you how to combine Sumifs with dropdowns in Excel. By the end, you will have a simple template that lets you choose a region from a dropdown and then automatically calculates the total sales for that region using Sumifs. To start, open your Excel sheet and decide where you want your tracking table to live. In this example, we will use cells on the top row as headers, so they are easy to read. Type region into cell A1, and then type sales into cell B1. Next, type select region into cell D1. This creates a clear separation between the original sales data and the drop-down control where you will make your selection. Now you will set up the dynamic part of the template. Type total sales into cell E1. This header tells you that column E will show a total that changes based on the region you choose from the drop-down. Taking a moment to label everything clearly now will make your spreadsheet easier to understand later, especially if you share it or update it. Next, you will enter sample territory names in the rows below the header. Fill cells A2 to A4 with sample territories, north, south, and north. Notice that north appears more than once. That is useful because it lets you see that Sumifs can add up all matching records, not just one row. After that, you will enter the matching revenue figures. Fill cells B2 to B4 with the financial revenue figures 1500, 2200, and 1800. Make sure the numbers line up with the territories you entered in column A. Correct alignment matters because Sumifs will match each sales value to its region. Now we are ready to build the dropdown in the control area. Click cell D2 because this is where the dropdown selection will appear. Then click the Data tab at the top of Excel. In the Data Tools section, click Data Validation. This opens a menu that lets you restrict what can be typed into the selected cell, which is exactly what we need for a dropdown. In the Data Validation settings, set Allow to List. Then you will type the dropdown options in the source box. Type north, south into the source field using a comma between the two values. After you enter the options, click OK. At this point, cell D2 should contain a drop-down arrow that lets you switch between north and south. With the drop-down in place, you can now connect it to your calculation. Click cell E2 to select your dynamic summary calculation field. This is where the total sales value will appear based on the drop-down selection you choose in D2. Now you will type the Sumifs formula. In cell E2, type the formula exactly as follows. =Sumif SB2 B4 A2 A4 D2. Take a moment to review what each part is doing. Sumif sums values from B2 through B4, but it only includes rows where the corresponding region in A2 through A4 matches the value selected in D2. Since D2 will be either north or south, the total in E2 will automatically update to match your selection. Once the formula is entered, press the Enter key to compute totals based on your drop-down selection. Excel will calculate immediately, and the value you see in E2 will reflect the region chosen in D2. If you switch the drop-down from north to south, the total should change accordingly, because the criteria reference is connected to that drop-down cell. That is the full workflow. You created the dataset, added a drop-down for the selection, and then used Sumifs to compute a running total based on what the drop-down indicates. And that covers everything you need to know.